Yep. I've been a good person.
In your mind, you have. You've done nothing wrong. In your mind, you have done absolutely nothing wrong. Okay, I understand that about you. But in reality, you have screwed everybody.
I've sued everybody.
You screwed, really. I mean, you cost Linda about $10,000.
Okay.
We didn't cost anything for Diana.
But
you cost me $3,500. You cost the people across the street $3,500.
I make people pay for what they've done.
They didn't do anything.
Okay.
They didn't do anything. You did.
I did.
Yeah. You started off with Linda right here by forcing your phone up in her face, and you wouldn't back off.
I was sitting in the couch.
Nathan, please.
Let me finish.
I'm telling you how we see it.
Your grandpa.
I'm telling you how we see it.
Grandpa, you're not.
You forced your phone in Linda's face, telling her you were going to put it on Facebook so everybody know how she was treating her mother.
She told me not to put it on Facebook.
That's right. You said you were going to.
I never said that.
You said you wanted to show everybody how she treated her mother. That was your words.
What I said was on camera, and I was sitting here. Okay, the couch was happened to be over there, but she was about 10, 15 feet away.
It was right here in this doorway.
The couch was here by the wall, facing the television.
I know where it was, and I know what you did.
And I was sitting down on the couch.
Yeah.
I was sitting down on the couch.
Ethan, you can explain it any way you want.
But
you forced the
whatever you say that is true. You're saying I walked up to her and I put it in her face.
Yeah, right in there.
In where?
Right by the kitchen, right here.
In the kitchen right there?
Right here.
I kept my phone recording it, and then I walked outside.
Ethan, I saw you.
Yeah.
I saw the confrontation.
Yeah, she when I was sitting down on the couch, she assaulted me.
No. You're always on that couch and somebody's assaulting you. You know how many times you said that about everybody? I assaulted you on the couch, your dad assaulted you on the couch. Now Linda's assaulted you on the couch?
No,
do you see the
Linda did not assault me when I was sitting down on the couch. She assaulted me when I was
in there because you kept pushing that in her face.
I didn't push in her face.
Ethan, face it. You forced that
I put
entire
on a
incident.
So I'm pressing record.
Okay. But you forced the entire situation.
So
anybody who will listen to it and seen it will tell you you forced the situation. You forced her to hit you.
Do you see how crazy that sounds?
Yes, but she did hit you.
You see how
because
crazy?
you kept telling her you were going to show people how she treated her mother. That's exactly what you said.
If she didn't stop, I was going to report it to the police. She got arrested.
Yeah. Because of what you did, you forced the whole thing. And then, to make matters worse,
I'm not forcing you to do anything right now.
Listen, then you turned around and sued her for the same thing again.
After my father pulled out a knife and
Ethan, this is long before that.
No, it's not.
It was almost a year before that.
No, it was before that. No.
Ethan, Virgil was still in jail when all this took place with Diana or with Linda.
I sued Linda when I was in Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah, that was after Virgil was here. Yeah, that's true.
See, you're getting it
wrong.
wrong.
What did she have to do with you suing? What did she have to do with Virgil and you suing her?
Well, she assaulted me.
Here, that you forced.
That she assaulted me, and then I had no clothes. I had no money. She assaulted me. She deserved to be sued. And then I'm such a nice person that I dropped
After you cost her all that money.
That's the price to pay.
Who are you to say somebody should be a price?
Who am I? I'm like everybody else, man.
Then you sued Diana for no reason.
I sued Diana?
John.
Well, Diana and John are two different people.
Well, they're the same people that married. But anyway, you sued John, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why did you sue John? For what reason?
I went to federal court.
Yeah.
And we needed to solve a legal issue with with the laptop.
What about it?
About it, music off of there.
He didn't have any control over it. He's never even touched
You
your
took
computer.
the laptop over to Diane's.
No, I did not.
Okay, because you know the story better.
Well, I know I didn't.
You didn't.
No.
You,
He had nothing to do with your computer.
yeah, he took off. He deleted
did.
all. He deleted over $50,000 worth of my music that I created myself. The music that I created myself.
Why would he do that?
Because you told him to get my information off there.
No, I did not.
Okay.
And no, he did not.
All right. Because so no matter what you say, whatever you say is the truth.
Yes, it is.
It's the truth.
Yes.
Which makes me delusional.
And then,
Which makes me
you
delusional.
drop that.
You're that powerful of a person. You can make me.
No, I know
Yeah,
what I know.
you get to call me delusional. You get to. And
You are, son.
I'm
Just wanna
delusional.
say.
Like
That's part of your
I-
illness.
it's part of my illness is that I went to school for biology and chemistry. I'm one of the smartest
What's that got to
people.
do with it?
I'm a musician, and I'm because my memory of the events is perfect. Yes, it is. And an 80-year-old man gets to call me delusional, and the police get to, and when you call the police, they basically listen to you, and they believe an 82-year-old man, and then they get to, you're 84, I'm sorry. Grandpa, have I ever threatened you?
Well-
I don't know if it matters if I ask you or not, but
You, not physically,
not physically, but
just mentally.
I have mentally threatened you?
Yes.
Am I mentally,
Like you're doing now.
I'm mentally threatening you right now.
Yeah.
Like how do you?
Because you will not admit anything. That you're never wrong. Everybody else is wrong. But you're never wrong.
Are you feeling pain in your head right now?
No, I'm not.
I can't hear you.
No, I'm not.
You're not feeling any pain in your
No,
head.
I am not.
Okay, so I'm not mentally threatening you in any kind of way.
Yes, you, in a sense, you are.
So you can call dispatch and you can say that I'm
No.
threatening you mentally.
Will you listen?
And the police.
Can you listen or you gotta talk?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I am torn between you and Virgil
He's your son.
because I love both of you. You're just like a son to me too. I raised you since you were 4.
I know. That's
I
why.
love both of you equally.
But we have Grandpa. Our conversations are really nice. Like this isn't. These kind of conversations only happen when I press record. Okay.
But that's something else too. You feel that you have to record everything. Why?
Because the dispatch didn't get it right, and I almost went to prison. And they made you believe that I have a disorder because
You didn't go to prison. You should have been in a hospital and went through the whole process. And then you would either prove one way or the other that you have a problem or that you don't. But you're not willing to do that.
What have I been doing here all this morning?
You're sleeping.
Sleeping. Did we have a nice conversation this morning?
No, you were sleeping.
We talked about the Rose Bowl.
Oh, the Rose Parade we didn't watch.
You know,
We
but
watched Columbo and you went to sleep.
This Old House. We watched This Old House. I was up.
Yeah, what's the
I was up all morning until I fell asleep.
Yeah, okay. Nothing happened.
We had several conversations.
Okay.
And then when I came here last night, did we have good conversations?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you feel like awkward at all?
The awkwardness is caused by what's happening between you and your dad and me and this house.
Okay.
That's where I am. I said it when I had to keep you outside. I sat in here and cried because I didn't want you outside and I didn't want him outside.
I understand my father has made you do those things.
He
and I-
made me do nothing.
Okay. Well, last night, I asked if you were afraid if I were to because we have a lack of trust, were you afraid of me opening the closet?
Yeah, that didn't make sense to me.
But I asked you if you were afraid, if you're afraid of me opening the closet, and you said
No.
no. Okay.
Why would I be afraid? Why would you think I would be afraid of somebody opening the closet door?
Because of all these, so the police don't want me here because they see all these bad things happening. They see me as possibly retaliating. Okay.
No.
And I'm afraid of you. But I told you? Did I tell you? I told you that I'm afraid of you opening the closet, right?
Why?
Because of my trauma.
What about your trauma?
Grandpa, you're unable to understand. You're unable to stand empathy. Okay, and that's I understand that. Okay, but I'm literally I lay down on the couch, I get punched, and you don't see that as a big deal. Okay,
I didn't see you
to stick up for my father. But those.
I'm gonna
But,
stick up for
but-
both of you. I don't want you out in this weather with no home.
okay, well
That's what I don't want.
yeah.
But I don't want your father out either. I don't want him to have to go run another place if this is his.
He violated. Okay, and once again, this is not his. All right.
Yeah, he really is.
Okay, then the lawyer has this house in the.
No,
and
not
it's,
really. I lied about that.
you,
I have already given him the house.
well, then you know what? Then you're breaking. Then his home, the homeowner's insurance is not.
It doesn't matter
It
about
actually
that.
does.
You can still find out.
So anybody can steal anything right now, and nobody can file an insurance claim.
No, it's not true.
The best
I
lawyer.
paid the last insurance policy, I believe.
Okay.
I don't remember if I did or didn't. But nevertheless,
Right. So if it changes names, changes policy, plan, everything, like it doesn't. And
it doesn't matter.
this house, nothing of
is
mine.
insurance.
Okay, because it just because so the only person that can file a policy is the homeowner themselves.
Okay,
Yes,
that's no
is a
problem.
person who has the
We both
policy.
have the same name, so we can,
Right,
help each other.
but because it happened to me, it doesn't mean that I can file the claim.
Yeah, you stole it out of this house.
I cannot file a claim for something that if I'm not the policy holder. If my father is not going to let me, my father is not going to call the insurance company and help me out.
No, I'm going to.
But so you can.
Don't worry about that. I can take care of that.
So this.
If it's covered.
So once again, you're lying.
Be damn, Nathan. Everybody lies but you.
Right. I don't have.
You think you know everything, but you really don't know everything.
I have no reason to lie. I've told the truth this entire time. And you called, and I called the police, and the police wanted to talk to you. That dispatcher is very aware of these situations, and she has been given the wrong information this entire time, and she has said I'm delusional, and you have said I'm delusional to her, and I have clarified this entire ordeal many times, and this is how I got falsely arrested. This is how it is. And I just want to, because we don't have videos of us being like nice. Like, can you say if we're not talking about the past, it's pretty okay, right?
But you do talk about the past.
Right. Like,
Every time we start talking, you stole my car.
I had to call the police. I just had to call the police.
But you told them I stole your car. You know damn well I didn't steal
Did you
your
take
car.
my car keys?
You left them here, yeah. The car keys were here.
The police held me down in the front lawn. Okay.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
long before your father
And
was here.
then you took my car keys out of my pants
I
pocket.
did not.
Out of my pants
I
pocket.
did not.
How'd you get them?
I guess they were left here.
You guess they were left here. They're in my pants pocket.
Well, if they were, they would still be there.
They would be.
Yeah.
Well, the car was locked.
No, actually, you pulled the car outside onto the driveway.
I did not. I wouldn't leave
You
the car.
see what I'm talking
I-
about?
why
Because
did-
nobody's right but you.
Yes,
How
Grandma.
did the car get on the driveway?
Well, 'cause that's a good question. I assumed you had people come in and drag the car out.
No,
Okay.
they wouldn't do that. That's why you kept it in the garage.
They-
So they couldn't repossess it.
Did you ask them if they could?
Yes,
You asked them if
they
they
said
could.
they could not go in the garage and get it.
Who's they?
The repo people.
They said they couldn't go in the garage and get it.
Exactly.
So
For some reason, you pulled that car out of it and you left because the police were after you.
I left because the police assaulted me and took me to the hospital.
No, that was later.
No, that was days after.
Days after that.
See? Days after that.
Yeah.
Right after that.
Yeah, after you pulled the car out.
I didn't pull the car out. You stole my car keys.
See, everybody steals.
I think I would have gotten into my car and drove off. Don't you? Doesn't everybody else agree that like I think I would have gotten into my car and drove off and like why would I let the police assault me out there? Like the police came and there was police brutality. My grandma told them to get off of me. Grandma told them and you told them to keep going.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I told Grandma to back off.
You told grandma to back off. My grandmother was
I
walking.
told her they wasn't hurting you.
They were hurting me.
Well, you know, Ethan, like I say, you can do no wrong.
You can tell the police to hurt me.
I told the police to hurt you.
Did you tell my grandmother to back off?
Yeah.
Did you tell the police to continue?
No.
You didn't.
No, they did it on their own.
They didn't.
Of course.
What did they add? Did they tell you I needed to go to the hospital?
No, they had made that decision on their own.
Did they ask you?
No,
They didn't ask you?
no.
They did ask
They
you.
took it upon themselves the way you were acting and trying to convince them that
I told them, okay, once again, it doesn't matter. They listened to you you called dispatch, and this is what happened. And I'm like, guys, my grandmother told them to stop.
after you were on the ground.
After I was on the ground, you see, you do a good job, Grandpa. You can recollect everything as long as it's not your fault. As long as you can recollect it pretty
That's
well.
what you're doing, son.
It's so hard to blame you for anything. And I'm glad, and we have a really good relationship, and we can talk about this openly.
But we can't solve anything.
Because
Because you blame me and I blame you.
I didn't do anything wrong. What did I do wrong that day?
What if you ask the police?
Well, the police were wrong that day.
They were wrong.
That's why they're going to be fired. They're going to be fired.
They're going to be fired.
Yes, and just like the one who's going to court, who had court with, I had one officer in federal court. Okay, they took a deposition up with you, and they're not. They took a deposition, and they're not going to use that deposition. And this is the federal court, the United States U.S. District Court, the federal court, the United States government, and they disclose that they're not.
That was county.
No, it's not county. This is America, and this is America. This is what I'm doing for America, and so they told me that they're not going to use your testimony because it's not going to help their case. So that's and this is just it's unfortunate, Grandpa. But if you just took responsibility for your actions, you might have gotten like a misdemeanor, and I would have not, and I would have had I lost every muscle in my body, Grandpa. And I
You
still,
see how you're going in circles now?
it's trauma, it's pain and suffering. Like, I love you, and I've
But
always,
you're going in circles. You're going from years back to present to years back again to months back. And
so
to
are
everything
you.
else.
So are you.
No, I'm just answering you.
Now you are, and I appreciate that. I don't need to keep asking you about this.
But you are. You keep going over the same things over and over.
This is actually new information I haven't recorded. So it's important. It doesn't matter. I have all the information. Like, there's no reason for me to ask that. You told me to come in here. I came in here. Like, all this information is available to the public, and every judge knows it, every lawyer knows it, every police officer knows it. So there's no reason for us to continue this conversation. Like,
All right. If Virgil, I have to think.
you can think that's fine. I'm
My
not pressure.
words won't come to me like they used
That's
to.
okay.
All right,
okay.
listen to me.
I'm listening.
If he files an order to get you out of the house,
Are you asking me for legal advice?
no, I'm saying this. If he does this, where would you go?
Where would I go?
Yeah.
Well, last time I slept in the shed,
If you had to leave right now, where would you go?
I'd have to sleep in the shed right now again. I'd have to sleep in the shed right now.
Well, that would still be on the property.
Yeah, it would be.
Well, where would you go?
I'd have to sleep in the shed.
Okay, sleep in the shed. Then what would happen after that?
I would probably die.
Okay, don't you think you should do something about that then?
I did do something about that.
I'm saying there's comes a time.
You'd rather help my father out.
Will you please listen to me?
You're asking me for legal advice right now.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you to listen to me.
What's your question?
Yeah, just tell me. What would happen if he was able to, what is the word? Evict you?
Does he own the house?
Yes.
He does own the house.
Yeah, I told you that a while ago.
He can't, well, then he needs to be able to,
He can evict you.
he has to prove that he owns the house.
Well, yeah. That's easy to do. The title?
The title?
Yes.
The deed?
Yeah.
Okay. And who has the deed?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Like, is it here at the house?
Yes.
Okay. And can it,
It's in the bank.
it's at, wait, it's where?
In the bank.
So it's not at the house.
Well, it's in my safety deposit.
I asked you if it's in the house, you said it's not in the house.
Well, it's in,
Well, you said it was in the house, now you're saying it's not.
well, it's in the safety deposit.
You know what, you do a damn good job. of not
Ethan, What is it with you that everything has to be so precise?
Because it's
So precise, it's at the house, it means the bank is part of my house.
because a judge is going to think that I'm the one who's lying when they're asked, well, whose house is it, Ethan? Well, if it's in the bank and it's, well, he says it's in the bank, he says it's here, he says it's his house, he says it's my
You
father's
see
house.
what I'm saying?
They're not, well, you
Precise.
told
Listen,
me,
you want everything exactly precise. I'm telling you.
this is how you
that
control me.
The
This is,
deed is here in the bank.
okay, it's here in the bank, it's at the bank, it's
At
there,
the bank, at the safety
at
deposit.
BMO Harris Bank.
Yes.
Okay,
No.
which bank?
U.S. Bank.
U.S. Bank
Yes.
is at U.S. Bank,
Yes. In the safety deposit.
and it's safe deposit
Number
box.
2.
No, safe deposit box number 2.
Now
Okay.
what? All right. Now
I
the
just
question is,
I just
what
need a warrant.
would you please,
Okay.
if he kicked you out, where would you go?
Why would he kick me out?
If he don't like you,
Because he doesn't like me, he gets to kick me out?
of course it's his house. He can kick anybody out. Me too.
No, you can't just kick anybody out.
Yes, you can. He can file a. What did I say?
He's gone right now.
Would you please listen?
Why do you want him to kick me out?
I didn't say I wanted to kick you. I'm giving you a scenario.
Well, what did I do for him to kick me out?
He don't like you.
Just because you
You
don't.
did things to him he doesn't like.
What did I do to him? What did I do to him?
You told people he shouldn't be in here as his friend. You told the girl that he was a sex offender.
Okay.
Okay.
What else did I do to him?
You wouldn't work.
I
You
wouldn't.
wouldn't keep your room clean.
Could my bedroom clean?
And all you wanted to do is stay in your bedroom and sleep.
He threatened to kill me.
There you go. See, you're not listening to me at all.
No,
You're changing.
I didn't
You're
do it.
changing the subject of me.
I-
Instead of listening, you're talking.
You're telling the police that
You
I'm changing.
keep
You're telling police
you
that
are talking.
I'm changing the subject.
You changing the subject right now.
I'm interjecting.
No, I don't want you to. I want you to listen.
It doesn't mean
I want you to listen.
objection.
Don't
Your
talk.
Honor, objection, that's not true. Objection, Your Honor, that's not true.
This is not a court. I am giving you something, and you won't listen to me.
What is he going to
You
do?
think it can't happen.
What is he
If
going to
he has you evicted,
For what reason?
he doesn't need a reason. He
Yes,
don't
he-
want you here.
He needs a reason.
No, he doesn't.
I live
This
here.
is his house. He don't want
I
you here.
live here.
Well, I'll be a motherfucker. He can't talk to you. Do you understand why you're so sick? I can't talk to you.
So I'm sick.
Yes, you are.
My home address is here.
No, it is not.
You want
Well, it doesn't matter.
it actually
It doesn't matter.
you don't
He can evict me.
no,
No reason. He can just don't want me here. He can evict me. Just like he can you.
did the police give him the paperwork?
What paperwork?
The order of protection.
It makes no difference.
Answer the
I'm telling you, he can have you evicted and me too.
Okay, once again, I can have him arrested.
Ethan, would you sit down and just listen? Instead of talking, can you just sit down and listen?
Because you say whatever
Would you please shut up and just listen to me?
This is how I go to
I
jail.
ask you a simple question,
This is how I go to
and
jail.
you won't do it.
What's the question?
What would you do if you get evicted?
It depends what the reason for it.
It doesn't matter the reason. What would you do if you were evicted?
There's a lot of different things you could. So once again, if I was evicted from someplace, I would go to a lawyer and I would fight the case before the eviction happened because you have what you call tenants' rights, the rights for tenants. And so I don't know why I'm providing you this
You're
information.
not a tenant, you don't pay rent.
I will let. How much rent do you need?
Ethan, you refuse to listen. You refuse to take anything at face value.
Okay, I need you to. Can I sign a lease?
No,
Why not?
because it's not my house. I can at least your house.
Well, on his order of protection, which was dropped, he said I wasn't paying rent, and I need a lease, so I need to be able to pay a lease. I need to pay rent, and I need him to sign. I need him to sign a lease. Okay.
Why would he do that if he doesn't want you here?
Well, then he spent this whole time after trying to kill me and stuff. He just wants this house.
You're not gonna go this route, are you?
What route?
What I'm trying to explain to you, you're not going to accept.
Diana has called you all day today.
Ethan, Dinah's talking about Virgil.
Diana's talking about Virgil.
Yeah, and you.
Has she talked to Virgil?
No,
She hasn't been talking to you.
no.
I thought you said
I
they.
talked to him this night.
I thought, okay, you talked to him. I thought you said they get along.
Why wouldn't they, brother and sister?
Because my father said he hated Diana.
Oh, so you say.
Well, are they talking to each other?
Yeah, all the time.
They
Just
talking.
not today.
It's not today.
Yeah.
So
But would you kindly answer me?
what's the question? Yes.
The same question I've been
Hey,
asking
are
you
you-
all along.
I just told you what I would do. You don't like that answer.
If he filed,
Grandpa.
gets you out of there, I want an answer to this.
What do you
Tell
want?
me this.
So you can. So why? So you can go tell Diana.
Ethan, I'm asking you.
So you, to go tell Diana. Yes.
Ethan, you see how sick you are?
I'm sick.
You can't talk to
Are
you.
you gonna tell? Are you gonna tell my father what I'm gonna do?
It wouldn't matter.
Are you gonna tell?
If you're gonna do something, it wouldn't matter.
Are you? Is that why you need to know?
No.
Then why do you need to know?
For my own self, I want
For your own self.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, for your own self. If you were to file an eviction because he's a homeowner, what would he do? What would happen? Well, it would be served to me, and we'd have to go to court. That's what happened. There'd be a court date for it.
I don't know if there would, but nevertheless, okay.
Does that answer your question?
No.
I
What would you do if you got kicked out of this house and all your everything you wanted to do has been exhausted and you had to leave this house? What would you do?
Well, you know what? If that's how, if you were to kick an innocent person out after throwing, he threw away my clothes.
Well, Ethan,
He threw away my clothes.
there you go. You're changing the subject.
And now I have to leave.
You're changing the subject.
But
Answer the question I asked.
the judge.
Stick with the question that I
Okay,
asked.
what would I do? Well, the judge said I can be here. So,
Ethan, you're changing the subject.
okay.
I asked you a question. You can't even answer me.
He tried to kill me.
You see? You see where you're going and you see where your illness is at? You can't carry on a conversation.
Why would
You go in circles and you go all over the place. Just answer a simple question. What would you do if you couldn't live here?
Well, I filed an order of protection.
Ethan, what would you do if you could not live here?
I filed an order of protection. I came back home. I filed an order of protection, and now my father's gone. Do you see the problem?
No, I see the problem.
What's the
It's
problem?
yours. You can't answer a question.
That's what I
You
did.
can't carry on a conversation
That's
without changing the
I
subject.
just
You
did
go
that.
all over the place instead of answering the question.
That's the past. I just did that.
But answer my question.
Okay.
What would you do if you couldn't live here?
I'm willing to work through this problem with you. I guess I'd live someplace else.
Where?
And
You have no money, no job.
Diana Cell.
Jesus. Hello? Oh, we're somewhere else. Well, honey, we've looked all over the house. We've looked all over the house and everything, and all the closets, and we can't find it to sign here. Yeah? Hell no such thing. No, he would not throw a $3,000 guitar away. Of course he knows.
Yeah. So, yeah. You see how they're playing it?
Well, he's got other guitars down there.
They're You see how they're playing it? See how Diana is? She talks to my dad, she calls my grandfather, and like my guitar was, pull my grandfather's leg, and my grandfather's just a fragile individual, and so and this is how they handle it, because they're so basically the FBI doesn't solve this problem because these are videos and it's your jurisdiction,
if the FBI doesn't fix this problem. Are you still on the phone with her? He's not answering. He's not afraid. He's not afraid. He believes. And this information for the field of psychology is worth a lot of money. Worth so much money. Okay? And yeah, this is how people get tortured. People get tortured because of this. And then when the police, they know it, and then, they just have a reason not to like you. These are all the perfect elements for you basically to get killed. And he said, she said, basically he said, she said, and I said, hell no. And I'm going to fight the corruption and the insanity that is in this county, and because it leads to a higher level of crime, a higher statistical level of crime. I've been wearing the same clothes, okay? I'm in here, Grandpa. Are you okay with me being in this room?
Is that my computer?
Nope.
I don't care if you're being in there, but I want to finish our discussion.
Do you remember this computer that you remember when the screen broke on this computer?
Yeah.
You remember having to pay for it?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember how it broke?
Grandma closed the lid and had something in there.
I had a headphone laying on the keyboard, and the police came and put a gun to my head,
No,
and
that's ridiculous.
and then he never let the police back in the house after that. He's like, my grandfather's like, I am so sorry, I didn't know the law, and we're never gonna let him back in, and that was including for my father. They pointed a gun to my head because they took out the bed and everything out of the room, so it looked like I was just like sleeping on the floor, and it looked really bad. Looked like I wasn't supposed to be here. You saw this, like, and they pointed the gun, they cracked the screen. I almost died, like by two police officers, in the other bedroom. In the other bedroom, where like I moved, like that was my bedroom. They got rid of the bed because there's he wanted a new mattress. The only reason the bed wasn't in there is because they wanted like a new bed in there. They just wanted a new bed. That was the only reason. So it just looked really bad. So, and I had to take care of my grandmother. That's why I was here. It's that messed up. It's like these are a lot of reasons why the guardianship ends at 18. Like after the age of 18, your guardianship ends. Just for to prevent all the, because it's just there's too many you're too. But he loves me. He loves me. I love him. I love my grandmother, and my father's a criminal, and he's ignorant, and I got tortured because of it. I try to work through it. So the state's gonna pay for it. The officers are gonna pay for it, and I've already made people pay for it for lawyer fees, but they're gonna pay for it because I'm gonna take them back to court, and they're gonna pay for it again. And I have the power to now, after all this, I can have them keep paying for a lawyer until I get it right. Until I get it right, I can keep having them pay for a lawyer over and over. It's not against the law to take people to court and sue them for these circumstances, because the police didn't do their job, and because I almost died. And apparently you can kill me in this house. Somebody can threaten to kill me, and it's like I was wearing this. Like, notice I don't change clothes. Like, I was wearing this. Like apparently you can kill me. You can threaten to kill me. You can steal my car. You can steal my clothes, and my family can just go around and communicate with each other so that way they don't become like they don't get in trouble. My dad can drive around everywhere and fight he can fight people and then come back home and threaten to kill me. Like isn't these things against the law? Basically, my uncle works for the courthouse and he knows everything, and so he doesn't become implicated. And then he tells my aunt to go and talk to my father and then talk to my grandfather knowingly. Then she forced my aunt forced my grandmother to sign a power of attorney, so my grandmother couldn't testify to get her in trouble apparently, and so I took my uncle to court because I had like $50,000 worth of music that I had lost that I created. So if he doesn't own it, he can. So he just basically he took my music. And I assumed that you'd have to own my stuff in order to hurt me, but that wasn't the case. We went to federal court. He did not own my stuff, so now I get to sue him for just the pain and suffering from that. And then I get to sue and then my aunt for forcing my grandmother to sign a power of attorney. So that's how it is. Like, I'm not delusional. So.